Boys and girls, here's the other story. Dusty Locks and the Three Bears. Remember, we just read the Three Bears. Now we have Dusty Locks and the Three Bears. And we're going to compare. When we compare stories, we talk about how they are alike and how they're different. So Dusty Locks and the Three Bears. Let's get ready. Once upon a time, way out west, there were three grizzly bears who lived together in a neat and tidy cabin in the woods. One was a little bitty bear cub, just knee-high to a bumblebee. One was a mild-mannered, middle-sized mama. And one was a great, big, humpback, gray-haired grizzly, 9 feet tall and cross as 2 sticks. Wow. When you're cross, that means you're not very nice. So there's Dusty Locks, and now she's watching the three bears. We already know that's different, don't we? They each had a dish to eat their beans from. A little salsa for the bear cub, a tiny plate for Mama Bear, and a great big turkey platter for the Papa Bear. And they each had a seat to sit on. A 3-legged stool for the bear cub, a rocking chair for Mama Bear, and a great big lumpy stump for the great big grizzly bears. So look at that. They're eating beans, and they have different seats that they sit on. And they each had a bed to sleep in, a little straw mattress for Baby Bear, and a feather bed for Mama Bear, and a great big heap of prickly green branches for the great big grizzly bear. So look at their beds. They're not all the same either. One day, while their red-hot beans were cooling in the 3 dishes, the bears went out for a walk. And just as soon as they turned their grizzly backs, something strange came blowing out of the woods. Uh-oh. So let's see. This time they're waiting for their beans to cool off. A cloud of smoke, a swarm of mosquitoes. No, sirree, it was a dusty little girl. She hadn't had a bath for a month. So everybody called her Dusty Locks. But Trouble was her middle name. The little outlaw had run away from home without stopping to kiss her mother goodbye. Oh, no. So there's Dusty Locks. She saw that the bears were going out, so now she's going where? In their home. First, Dusty Locks peeked in the bear's window. Then she squinted through the peephole of the cabin door. Finally, she barged her way right on in. Those grizzlies were fine, upstanding, law-abiding critters, honest as the day is long, and they never locked their door. "Beans!" cried Dusty Locks. "Yahoo! I'm so hungry I could eat a saddle blanket." Now, if the bears had been there, they would have shown true Western hospitality and said, "Sit right down and dig in." But crusty little Dusty Locks didn't wait to ask. So she's going to eat. Let's see what she eats. She took a bite of the grizzly bear beans. At first, Dusty Locks smacked her lips. But then she let out, "Owie!" They were too, hot. You see, the great big grizzly bear liked his beans chock full of chili peppers. Too hot, gasped Dusty Locks. So now Dusty Locks takes a bite of Mama's beans. Plain, no salt. So she spits them out. Then she took a bite of Baby Bear's beans. Just right. And she gobbled them all up, licking the saucer and burping. So Papa Bear beans were too hot, Mama Bear beans didn't have any seasoning, and Baby Bear beans were just right, like the porridge, huh? Next, Dusty Locks sat on the great big grizzly bear's stump. "I'm rough and tough," she bragged, but it was too lumpy and bumpy for her. And then she tried Mama's bear rocking chair, but it had too many fancy cushions on it. So she plunked herself right down on the bear cub's 3-legged stool. "Just right," she said. But she broke the chair, she broke the stool in all the pieces. She kicked the pieces out of her way and stomped upstairs. So it didn't even matter that she broke his seat. "Running away is hard work," said Dusty Locks. So she went upstairs, and what did she find? She found Papa Bear's bed. It was too hard. Mama's bear bed. It was too soft. Oh, get off here. Then she tested the bear cub's straw mattress. It was neither too hard or too soft. It was just right, said Dusty Locks, and she covered herself up and went to sleep. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies came back home from their hike. At first, they figured their tidy cabin had been struck by a sandstorm. But when the great big Grizzly took a look at his dinner, he got riled up. "Someone's been eating my beans," he growled. "Someone's been eating my beans," said Mama Bear. "Someone's been eating my beans," said Baby Bear, "and it's eating it all up." Uh-oh. So here we go. Now Dusty Locks had tipped over the stump. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," growled Big Papa Bear. And Dusty Locks had dumped the cushions on the floor of Mama's chair. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," said Mama Bear. "And someone's been sitting in my chair and splashed it to all fitters," squeaked the baby cub in a little bigger voice than before. So they see there's the chairs again. The great big Grizzlies got riled up. "Bean rustler, chair buster, someone's going to get it." So the three bears galloped upstairs looking for trouble. The first thing they found was the heap of stomp sprigs. "Someone's been lying in my bed," growled the big bear. He didn't like that. Here we go. Then they saw feathers scattered from here to breakfast. "Someone's been lying in my chair," said Mama Bear. And then they saw the little straw mattress with a ruffled blanket and a dusty, dirty head upon the pillow. "Someone's been lying in my bed, and here she is," said Baby Bear. "Well, I'll be my fuzzle," growled the great big bear, scratching his head. "Land sakes," said Mama Bear. Smells mighty whiffy in here." "P.U.," said Baby Bear. Is it a skunk?" Remember, she hasn't had a bath in a month. When Dusty Locks heard the big grizzly voices, she dreamed of thunder and lightning. And when she heard Mama Bear's voice, she dreamed of her own mother. But when she heard the bear cub squeak, she dreamed she had a bug in the ear. And she woke right up. And when she saw three grizzly bears staring at her, Dusty Locks was so scared that she tumbled out of bed, took a flying leap through the open window, made tracks for home. She vamoosed so that the dust didn't settle for a week. Look at that. That's how fast she's running. The moment Dusty Locks' mother got a hold of that dirty little desperado, she dumped her in the bathtub, and then she scolded her. That means she got in trouble. And she scrubbed, and she rubbed her, and she hugged her, and she kissed her. Now Dusty Locks looked like a whole new little girl, and the three grizzly bears never saw her again. So boys and girls, you see the difference in the story? Or if they did, they never recognized her. Look at that. The bear notices it. That is Dusty Locks, who's not Dusty anymore. Talk about how the stories are alike and talk about how they're different. I hope you enjoyed them.